Okay. Oh my god,
Alright,
we're starting.
we're good to go. Alright, welcome to... I'm formatting the podcast like this because I don't want it to be too static. We don't have an animation team or animator in general, so this is how it's gonna be. Anyway, what was that reaction about?
Okay, so this moron yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a video of a woman, I guess, a disgruntled ex-girlfriend, who, as an act of revenge, she took her boyfriend's mother's ashes and threw them into a lake, and like recorded herself doing it. And now I'm just finding out today that she got arrested. Like it sent my phone a notification of the latest news.
Wait.
That this lady got arrested.
That's news? I mean, I guess it's news, but just like with everything else going on in the world, I'm just really surprised that that's like something that even comes up as newsworthy. But that is pretty...
It's probably because it was a TikTok, though. It went viral yesterday. Because it just happened. Yeah, she just did it yesterday. So today she got arrested for it.
I mean, I guess
I wonder how they're gonna handle that.
Yeah, honestly.
Like, is that like double murder? Is that like desecration of a corpse?
Were they murdered to begin with?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
If they were, that'd just be spitting on their... Well,
she did it just to get back at the boyfriend. I don't know what he did to her, or if, I don't know, maybe it was just a bad breakup. But she just did it to get back at him.
How can you be that bad that that's like rational?
Well, I mean, there was another video of a similar situation just the other day of a woman, like, she flat out trashed her boyfriend's apartment because he broke up with her. So, I mean, I guess it's just something that keeps getting done. I don't know.
That's the thing that people do, but like...
Yeah, like, she literally, like, she committed to this guy's house.
It was his mom's ashes?
Yeah, it was his mom's ashes. She took them
and then threw them into the lake.
Yeah, it's pretty insane, honestly.
I am going to be very angry, and you won't like me when I'm angry.
Oh yeah, Street Fighter 6.
But it's low-key funny. Like, in a bogus kind of way. Like, it's funny because, like, how do you explain this to the police?
How do you explain to the police that you went out of your way to grab somebody's parents' ashes and throw them away? Right,
and I'm curious to how they're handling it.
I know, I wouldn't imagine there's any, like, specific kind of law that says, like, no.
Yeah, like, that's weird. Like, who would think of a crime for this?
But, like,
it's gotta be a crime. Everything's a crime, but, like...
Everything's a crime. What is this?
I mean, come on. You know there's the law I believe it's in Chicago that you can't masturbate between, like, afternoon hours. That's literally a law. It's a law. That's why I said everything's a crime now. You can't masturbate because of religious bullshit. Source, I made it the fuck up. No, I'm just kidding.
Did you say source I made it the fuck up?
Dead serious. I'm dead serious. It's real. I did make it up.
I saw something shiny in that.
Oh, the masturbation thing?
Let's go check it out.
Yeah, like the
so
whole
stupid.
crime of it.
I would have believed that, like 100%. Maybe I'm stupid.
It is real. I swear I can find it. Because, like, I think it was Ray William Johnson that talked about it.
Okay, I don't know if I can believe it.
Okay, I know how that sounds, but he's been pretty honest lately. He wouldn't lie to us.
I mean, he's been honest with how bad his old cartoon music was, so...
And it was pretty bad. I didn't even know that was him.
I used to listen to it.
I didn't even know that was him until he said it the other day.
I used to listen to it, like, literally.
I thought Your Favorite Martian was its own thing, and I was, like, wondering where they went. It never occurred to me that that was Ray.
Yeah, on Only Plays, they, talked about how, before they brought it back, and it was just all caps, this project is retired. Like, okay. The all caps kind of seemed like a little passive-aggressive or something.
Yeah. But, that's how it is. That's how some people see it on Like if you use caps lock in a conversation, people see that as screaming.
I don't know
I'm
what
like,
else you
no,
read
I
it
just-
as though. Like I automatically read it as like really assertive or yelling.
Yeah, see, I just see it as emphasis, like a punchline to a joke.
It also depends on the context though. Like I'm not always gonna read that as yelling. Like if somebody.
It sounds like a really boomer thing to do.
No, do you know what's a boomer thing? Like my mom's boyfriend, when he texts, he always puts ... and I'm like, are you okay? Like,
My mom
something
does
wrong?
that too. It's really weird.
I'm like, are you alright?
Like, are you trying to write a novel script here, or?
And they won't.
I don't know, it's just really weird.
You know, to be honest though, I've never asked, but I don't want to offend them and make them like stop doing it. So I just leave it.
I just don't bother.
It is really strange though. I wonder if they do that when they text each other or just when they text us. Like if it means anything.
They're texting you with dots because they're waiting on your response.
Maybe they think
And they
we're
want you to
texting
feel
back.
guilty if you
What?
don't respond fast enough.
No wait, what if they think that we're on our phones just like constantly, so they are sending a ... because they think that we're gonna be responding like immediately all the time.
Or they think you're gonna ignore them, so they want you to feel guilty. See, that's why you caught cancer, because you're always on that damn phone.
Oh my god, that's why I got cancer.
That's just the thing. No one's ever said that to me. At least, I hope no one said that to anyone else either. It's just a meme I saw like years ago. Like the whole thing about parents. It's just like the joke of parents being like, "Oh, this happened because you're always on your phone."
Oh yeah.
Or like how teachers be like, "Oh, you can't focus in class because you're always on your phone," or this or that.
Oh, that's pretty funny though.
My brothers were playing. My brothers went to school yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, at the school, they had like a Smash Brothers tournament for the kids.
What? They had a Smash Brothers tournament, dude?
Yeah, because school years end. Yeah, I know, right?
I wish.
Like, we didn't have that shit when we were in high school.
Right.
It's so fucked up how things are now. So the boy, my brother Deshaun, came home all sad, and he's like, I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, we had a Smash tournament at school, and everyone got mad at me because I was beating them, and they're like, oh, you played this game too much, you must now go outside. And like, bro, you could say that about any fucking sport you beat somebody in.
Anything.
You can literally say that about anything.
I was about
If you're
to
good
say-
at it, people are always gonna talk shit.
Yeah, that would be like if somebody's too good at football on the team, and then they're like,
They're like,
oh, why don't you go
they're like,
outside
oh,
and play
you
some
play
video
you
games?"
play too much football. Like, yeah, bitch, I'm going in NFL.
Yeah, right.
Like, seriously, you duh. And then, like, the one thing that made the one thing in that conversation that pissed me off and that made me want to slap a child was that he told me that the kids at his school kept seeing Kazuya and they were like, oh, why is this guy even in the game? He's just a random karate dude. And I'm like,
Just
bruh.
karate.
Oh my god. I
That's
wish I
just
could punch a child.
That's just ignorance. And like,
That's filthy.
that's why I just don't say shit. Like, if I see a character and I like don't know shit about them and they look generic to me, like, obviously they're not just, they didn't just like make a cardboard cutout to put in the game.
Don't even get me started about like the Smash Brother players that like said the same shit about Ryu, even though Street Fighter literally, I mean, not Ryu, but Terry. They said it about Terry. They're like, oh, it's just Ken with the hat. Meanwhile,
Ken with a hat.
King of Fighters, the game Terry is from, King of Fighters, literally inspired Smash Brothers. Like, the game would not exist without King of Fighters, and they're disrespecting one of the main protagonists. That's like an extreme level of irony I just can't vibe with. And it's always the little kids, too. Like, the whole Hat Ken thing was just really fucking annoying. People are still convinced that Terry is just Ken with the hat.
They'll learn one day. If it is just kids, can you really blame them?
Yes. They can tell the difference between Sonic and Shadow. Even though Shadow is just a black Sonic. Like, is there any disputing that? Knuckles is just a red Sonic.
I was gonna say, I guess there's not a ton distinguishing them, really. If you really break them
Exactly.
down.
The only thing distinguishing them is color. Like, if you had a picture of them with no voice acting and, like, no color, and it was just, like, their silhouette, you gave it to a random person, that random person would say they're all the same character. Especially if it's Super Sonic and Super Shadow. They are literally the exact same, like, design. They're both
Sonic
like, yeah, they're
Super
both
Sonic
spikes out, and they're both yellow as fuck.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
what if you threw Sonichu in the mix?
That's disgusting. I'd rather not.
They should integrate Sonichu as a joke character.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did reference it, because I know the Archie comics are like, they've done some dumb crap lately. Or, I mean, not lately, but in the past.
You say the
So I wouldn't
Archie
be
comics?
Yeah, Archie Sonic series.
Oh, I thought you were talking about those bad newspaper comics.
No.
I was like,
Archie used to make comics for Sonic in the West until they got, I guess, sued by Sega, and then they stopped.
Until they got deplatformed by Sega.
Yeah, because the guy behind it was like, he was making the series like really weird. Like, for one, it was heavily deviating from the games.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the main things was that it was like introducing so many characters. Like, wait till you see the Knuckle race. And it was like giving everybody, like, not only was it deviating from the game's story, it was like changing the characters really heavily. Like, for one, it was like trying to do a Dragon Ball thing with Sonic. So, like, Sonic had so many different super forms by now. And, like, the stakes have gone from fucking, like, saving Green Hill Zone to defending the entire universe. And, I mean, that's kind of what the games do now, but it's like, you could tell they were trying to be Dragon Ball. And one of the biggest things that really got them shut down was that they were actually having a lot of characters die, like, on screen in the comics. It was getting really dark.
Oh, well, that's just teaching those kids about life and how it's awful.
And there was one part where, there was one moment where, like, Sonic and Tails got into a fight because Sonic was literally, like, cucking Tails.
Wait, what?
That's what I mean by, like, the series got weird. It was like, there was a girl that Tails had a crush on, and Sonic was like, I'm pretty sure Sonic was telling this girl to stay away from Tails, but Tails saw it and he was like, oh, you're flirting with her. And then he punched Sonic in the face and ran away crying.
Well, that's... yeah, that sounds pretty weird. That sounds like a DeviantArt story.
I mean, yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it does. And, what else is the silly shit that they've done? Aside from that, yeah, just killing characters off. There was another scene where one of the characters named Charmy, his friend overdosed on some drugs and literally died.
Wait, is this...
It was like...
Who is this made by?
Archie Comics.
Person?
Archie Comics.
Why'd they think that Sega wouldn't drop them for that?
Because, like, Sega ignored it for so long. It's just that Sega wasn't even aware. And once they found out, they shut everything down so fast. It was crazy. Like, they literally did an in-universe thing where, like, Eggman set off a bomb, and that bomb literally erased all the Archie characters, the original ones.
I have to say,
It, like, erased everybody. He erased all those characters from existence. And now the story is following IDW line, which is more in tune with the games, but it's the same world, it's just those characters are dead and no one remembers them. Like, they literally explain it that this bomb blows up the universe, and the only characters that survived are the actual Sega characters.
What was that the
And not only are the only people to survive the Sega characters, they don't even remember the old characters that were in the series. So like the bomb erased them from existence and erased them from everyone's memory, and that's how they explain it.
I bet Putin would like a bomb like that.
He'd erase Ukraine from existence. No one remembers Ukraine anymore. That's actually pretty funny.
Thanks for the help. I think I could have worn him down sooner or later.
Fucking, so, oh yeah, we still haven't even talked about, did we really even talk about Street Fighter 6 much yet? We just talked about
yeah, there was some new news I wanted to bring up. But before I get into that, have you seen the Multiverse of Madness movie?
Wait, is that the thing with the cartoons?
That's Doctor Strange.
That's the Doctor Strange game?
Movie.
What?
It came out like 2 weeks ago.
One of our famous giant chicken eggs.
It takes place after Spider-Man No Way Home.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it. I thought you were talking about, the Smash Bros. Lookalike game with like a bunch of Cartoon Network characters in it.
Oh, Multiverses.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah. They made Ultra Instinct Shaggy canon.
Yeah, I saw it.
That's really funny.
I thought it was a mod when I first saw it.
Oh, yeah. Well, they finally made it a real thing. Because it started as a big meme.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, the Multiverse of Madness movie. Do you plan on watching it?
Hey, Spyro.
That's such a goofy name for like an official movie. But
okay, wait till you hear why they chose that name. It's gonna either sound really profane or it's gonna piss you off. So, do you plan on watching it though? Because I was gonna go into spoilers.
All right, if you are actually somehow still watching, spoilers, I guess, because yeah, I don't really like. I've watched a couple movies, but I haven't watched all of them. I just watch random ones, so it doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Well, spoiler alert: 3, 2, 1. Okay, I just watched this movie the day before yesterday, and it started off really good, but it got really fucking weird and wonky towards the end. So the basic premise of this movie is Doctor Strange is a superhero, and the world is pretty much like well known of his secret identity, so he doesn't even hide it.
Yeah.
He goes to this wedding of this girl he used to like, or this girl he's still in love with. He goes to this wedding, and like this guy sits next to him, and he like starts berating him, and he's like, "Oh, you guys killed Thanos, but you still ruined my life. You couldn't save my family. You couldn't save my pet cat."
Doctor Strange.
Everything else.
Or
yeah, this is his movie.
Okay.
This is Doctor Strange's movie. He goes to a wedding, and this guy sits next to him, and he's like starting to berate Doctor Strange, and he's like, "Oh, you guys killed Thanos. You did this, you did that, but you didn't save my family. You fucked up my life."
Okay. Yeah.
This guy's just really salty for some reason, and he's blaming Doctor Strange for it because reasons. And basically, this happens again with this girl he likes because he's at her wedding, and it turns out she moved on. She couldn't like be with him because he was a superhero and he was like too busy for personal life.
Yeah.
And he was salty about that too.
And he blamed them.
He didn't blame them, but he blamed everyone except himself. It's like at the end of the movie, he starts to realize that he has to take responsibility for his own actions. Because ultimately, he's the one that chose to become a magician and, do the superhero thing. And the girl he liked just moved on. While he was fighting monsters in space, she was out there getting her back blown out.
What?
I mean, it's literally the case. There's no hiding it. That's like literally like the thing that they're trying to hammer home.
Okay, but why is this like random drama of this guy's like very personal existence, like even written into the movie in such detail. Like, is it a long scene? Is it like part of the movie?
It's basically part of the movie because like how I said, he's like starting to take responsibility for his actions.
Yeah.
So this is right after Spider-Man: No Way Home, and in that movie, Doctor Strange he tried to cast a spell on Spider-Man to make people forget his secret identity, but he fucked it up.
Yeah, I saw
and
that
because
because Spider-Man kept fucking distracting him.
Yeah, and the universe was like about to collapse, so Doctor Strange blames himself for that partly. Or he sorts of blames himself, but at the same time he doesn't. So the movie, this movie takes place right after, and he's like, and it's about him starting to like accept responsibility. So
does he actually accept the responsibility?
By the end of the movie, yeah, he does.
Oh, okay.
But he moves on by the end of the movie. But like throughout this entire movie, he is being chased by the Scarlet Witch, another Marvel superhero, but she's like gone insane. So to explain who she is, she's a character from the X-Men series named Wanda Maximoff, and she's basically a magician as well, but her magic comes from a different source. Like basically it comes from like hell or something, and she doesn't know that yet.
Seems pretty.
I mean, by the time this movie comes around, she figures it out. But at first, she thought she was just born with it.
Oh, so she finds out she's a total fraud, right?
Yeah, she finds out she's not a mutant; she's a witch. So, Doctor Strange comes to her for help because monsters from different universes are coming into theirs and attacking everyone. And after he tells her that he knows a girl that can travel to different universes and they want Wanda's help, Wanda turns that around as like, oh, you got someone that can travel to different universes. I want that person. I want her power. So the movie is about basically protecting this little girl from Wanda. And Wanda wants this little girl's powers because if you've seen the show WandaVision, there's so many goddamn rabbit holes. Okay, now I gotta explain WandaVision.
How much money do you have to spend to see all this shit?
You just need a Disney Plus subscription.
Oh yeah, I forgot Disney owns everything, so it's okay.
Yeah, I just need a Disney Plus subscription in a few years. So now I gotta explain WandaVision. WandaVision is a Disney Plus show about the life of Wanda Maximoff and her husband Vision, another superhero. But then it turns out the entire show is a sham. It starts off as like a Married with Children kind of vibe, or like a the Honeymooners kind of vibe. So it appears as a sitcom at first, but then after a couple episodes, it cuts to some government officials watching her, and then it turns out the entire show is just like a figment of her imagination.
Oh, that's stupid. I hate that. It's so annoying.
It's not like it's not real, but at the same time, it's not real exactly. She basically enslaved an entire town of people to live out a sitcom life with a fake family, and she like convinced herself it was real. So like the show appears as a sitcom, but sometimes throughout the show there will be random people there trying to get people out.
It sounds like a fucking favorite game.
Yeah. So when these government officials are basically going into this this corrupted town, trying to convince Wanda to shut it all down, or at least get people out. And the citizens they're under Wanda's control, so they all act like they're a part of a sitcom, but in reality they're in constant pain, and they literally want to die.
Why are they
it's like when the mind control phase. When the mind control phase, they're like, "Hey, you, please kill me, please kill me." They're like, "Kill me." But then she puts the mind control back on him, and they go back to being like goofy neighbors.
That.
So
What's the point of this show?
it's because Wanda is a character who's always wanted a family.
She's always.
But
Wait, you could say she's always wanted a family.
yeah, she's always wanted a family. So she always wanted a family, but in the Avengers movie Age of Ultron, her only family was killed off,
Yeah.
and her last remaining brother was killed during that during a fight against the Avengers.
Right.
So, huh?
I said right.
Oh yeah. So after that was all happening, after all that went down, and after Thanos was killed, she secluded herself to a small village, and she used her magic on the village so that she could live out her fantasy life.
Oh, that was sweet.
So
And,
basically,
Another egg in the lizard.
she's
She
being
literally
really
brought
selfish.
her husband's dead too. She brought him back to life, but he can only exist in that fantasy town. Like, they show it off as like inside the town everything's like black and white, like it's an old sitcom. But then outside the town you'll see like a red bubble covering a whole city.
Score as many points as you can until the timer expires, or
And then if you go through that red bubble you get turned into a sitcom character. You have to play out your role, or Wanda will like punish them.
You're kind of making her sound like a bitch.
Yeah, she is. I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that. So that's strike one, right? Remember that. That's strike one for Wanda.
Okay.
Strike two. She brings a family to life. Now, her husband died in Avengers Age of Ultron, but not in Avengers Age of Ultron. It was in Avengers Infinity War. He died. She brought him back to life.
Yeah.
She brought him back to life, but he can only exist in that town. She tricked him into thinking he was a real person. And not only that, but she also got two random kids. And, like, these kids were plucked from another universe, so they were pulled from their own family.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
She sounds like a cunt. She sounds like a villain.
Dude, like I said, that was strike one.
What the fuck?
That was strike one. That was strike one. She plucked these kids that like aren't hers from another universe, and like she forced them to be her children basically. And not only that, but her will for her brother to come back to life also plucked him from another universe. Except this is where it gets weird.
Okay.
The brother she pulls, the version of her brother she pulls from another universe is from the X-Men movies. So that's important because in the Avengers movie he's played by a different actor.
Yeah.
But in the X-Men movie he's played by another actor. She pulled her brother from the X-Men movies into the Avengers universe.
This all, you know what? I call bullshit on Disney having like full continuity with their stupid fucking movies. Like, there is absolutely no way. Like, they can act like they're like the biggest, bestest like company in the world.
No. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Remember what I said though.
Yeah.
She pulled her brother from the X-Men universe into this one. So basically and if you didn't know, our world is basically supposed to be Marvel's cinematic universe. So the X-Men movies are owned by Fox, so they're called the Fox universe. But the MCU is basically So basically, she pulled a version of her brother from the Fox universe into the Disney whatever universe, and it was weird for her because she didn't recognize him, but he kept telling her that he was her brother.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if one day they, like, in movie just called it the Fox and Disney universes, like, just as their characters.
No, that's where Multiverse of Madness comes in. But I'm getting to that. So remember, like I said, that's strike one. That Wanda, she took over a town, enslaved everybody in it. Everybody was in constant pain, and if they didn't play out the roles that she set for them, she basically punished them. She she put them through more pain.
Why is she
Like
so
these
evil?
people were like puppets in their own body.
She's not even much better than Thanos at that point.
No, I'm getting to that.
You still get it. You're getting to that. That's like where you're getting to.
Oh, she's worse than Thanos. Let me get there. So, like I said, she's enslaving a town of people. That was strike 1. Strike 2. She's pulling kids from another universe, plucking them from their own families, and then forcing them to be her children. But they don't know that they're forced to be her kids. They're just 2 random kids. And she mind controlled them to basically believe that she was their mother.
Yeah.
So that's strike 2. All of that gets resolved. And in the Doctor Strange movie, we see her right after that movie. Right after that show. He's pretending to be in a field of flowers and trees, but then it turns out it's all just another illusion that she conjured up for herself to feel better. And after Doctor Strange tells her that he has a kid that could travel to other universes and he needs help protecting her, she figures that out, and Wanda's all like, "Oh yeah, alright, bet. You give me that kid, and I'm gonna take her powers, or I'm gonna kill all of you motherfuckers." And she literally tells him that to his face. She's like, "You got 24 hours to hand over the kid," and he's like, "Oh, I made a mistake. I shouldn't have told her." And when I say she wants to take this kid's powers, she's literally trying to absorb the kid's soul, so it's gonna kill the kid if she takes her powers. And guess why she wants to take her powers?
So she can have her stupid family back. And guess how she's gonna do it? So is she actually supposed to be a villain?
She starts off as a hero, but she's going crazy. She fully goes insane.
Oh, okay.
Multiple times.
I was about to say, is there some stupid redemption?
Well, actually, she starts off as a villain, but she's only doing it out of an act of revenge. After her brother dies, she goes insane.
Dr. Insano in this bitch.
So, yeah, like I said, she wants to steal this kid's power to go to another universe. And she wants to go to another universe so she can kill herself and take her place with those same children.
So she can kill herself in another universe?
Yeah, Doctor Strange he literally looked at her and he's like, because she found out that in another universe she was a normal person, and those 2 boys that would live that she had,
yeah, those
fake children were real, and they were living a happy life with an actual mother in another universe.
Oh, I bet that.
So Doctor Strange, he looks at her and he's like, so what happens when you go to that other universe and find yourself with those boys? And she didn't say a fucking word. She just looked at him like that look.
Yeah.
She basically said it without saying it. She's going to kill herself, and then she's going to take those children for herself. And she actually does do that to an extent.
Kills herself.
She gets close. So they fight her off after they realize she's too far gone. She's crazy. They fight her off. Doctor Strange takes the universe hopping kid, and they travel to basically various universes, and it gets wacky because it shows them flying through a bunch of different universes, and in some of those universes it's the Jurassic era, and then another one it's the future, and then another one everyone's a cartoon, and then another one it's Splatoon.
Splatoon.
Yeah. And then another one everyone's it basically goes through a bunch of different universes. And they eventually stop somewhere. I think it was number 838. That's how they separate the universes by numbers. So they stop in one. And this is where it gets good. They stop in one universe. it turns out there was a group of heroes waiting for them because these group of heroes were like aware of things going on in the cosmic universes.
How are they aware?
And so,
Wait, is it explained or are they just like aware because they're aware?
Yeah.
it's explained that
Never thought I'd see
they have the heroes on that universe are not in the main Marvel universe. So they like
Used to live here.
some of the characters there are from like the Fantastic Four and the X-Men, and those are characters that aren't introduced in the main Marvel movies. So they explain it as like those super smart characters are there, so they know. And so keep that in mind.
Yeah.
They got these characters that are there, and they got variations of the normal heroes that we've already seen, but like they're played by different actors.
Oh yeah.
So they're different people in this world. Yeah.
For the audience, if you're still watching, we will come back around to the Street Fighter 6. This tangent is extremely long, but we will.
It's like if I'm going to explain one thing, I have to explain another.
Right.
But I'm coming towards the end. So, just a recap. Strike 1 was Wanda enslaving a town and like hurting people.
Yeah.
Strike 2 was her kidnapping children to be her own. Now Strike 3 is Wanda like puppeteering her own body in another universe to chase down Doctor Strange and this little girl. And not only does she do that, she kills that world's version of the Avengers. They're called the Illuminati. She literally just kills all of them.
So she literally just murders everybody.
Quite literally, she murders them.
But why did she do that?
She does that because, well, Doctor Strange, when he goes there, they lock him up because in their world, Doctor Strange was evil, and they're like, oh, if you're a Doctor Strange, then you must be evil too. But he's trying to tell them that Wanda's coming, and they don't believe him. They basically like laugh in his face, and then when she actually comes, he's like, well, they're not coming back. It's like they leave the room, and there's like 2 people left, and Doctor Strange is like, oh, the dude's like, just wait for them to come back, and Doctor Strange is like, no, they're not coming back, bro. And they weren't, because while they were talking in there, Wanda was literally murdering all of them. She like made one guy blow his own brains out. She made the Captain America of that world, Peggy Carter, I think.
Oh.
She made her split in half with her own shield. Oh no.
I feel like that'd be a
accent. They do have the same accent.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, just think Peggy Hill but buff. But yeah, she like Wanda takes some shield and digs it at her, and it splits her in half.
Wait, did you say splits her in half?
Yes, it literally splits her in half.
That's rude.
And then you got Mr. Fantastic. The moment like right before he attacks her, she's like, do your kids have a mother? And he's like, yeah, they have a mom. And she's like, well, good. Once you're gone, someone will be left to raise them. And then she like shreds him into pieces.
How can you explain all this like, it can only make you go so crazy, but she just decides to be a full villain. Like, she would probably, like, if she was just crazy, she would do one crazy thing, not just like go on, like, this is excessive.
They explain that too, because keep in mind when I started, I said her powers come from hell.
Yeah.
So basically, her powers are like from an actual demon.
So she's supposed to be evil?
They mention it, but they don't explain it.
But like, she's supposed to be evil. Then.
Yeah, basically. She thought her powers were magic, but it was really like witchcraft.
Well,
and the witchcraft comes from a demon I forgot the name of. But the demon is a Marvel character that governs hell. And I'm pretty sure he gets bodied by Venom a couple times. Or he gets bodied by Hulk. But that's like that's beside the point. Basically, that's why Wanda's like crazy. They chalk it up to her being a psychopath at first. No one knows her powers is actually from hell. She doesn't even know that until later down the line. But yeah. So she splits Peggy Carter in half. She Black Bolt, the guy that's his power is to like he would whisper and then you'd like get blown up by sound waves. So she like
that just sounded really dumb.
Okay, it does sound dumb. But that's how they killed Thanos. Or I mean, I think that's how they killed him.
That's how
in
they
their
killed him.
universe.
I saw that movie. I don't remember somebody just whispering and
No. That was the Thanos of their universe. They killed him that way.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because their universe had the same issue with Thanos, and they didn't have the Avengers, so it was a different band of heroes. Yeah, his power is to like he would talk, and then the sound waves from his mouth would blow you up, or like disintegrate you. So, Mr. Fantastic is like, he's like, Black Bolt can kill you with a whisper. Don't try anything funny. Or he's like, he can kill you as soon as he opens his mouth. And then Wanda's like, what mouth? And then they look at him and his mouth is gone.
Oh my god.
Yeah, because like her powers are to like reshape reality.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she ripped his jaw off.
Oh no. It was kind of worse though. She like put his mouth on the reverse side. It was like inside out. And then he panicked, and he screamed, and then his head blew up.
What the fuck is this movie?
And so then, Mr. Fantastic's ability is to stretch his limbs. So he tried to punch her, and like she shredded him into pieces. She like stretched him out so much that he like shredded. And then after that, it was Peggy Carter's turn. She attacked Wanda, and then Wanda took her shield because she's the Captain America of that world.
Oh god.
She took her shield.
Just lagged so hard.
She took her shield, threw it at her,
Yeah.
and then the shield like split her in half.
You can have this egg I found in my house.
Yeah, and then there was Captain Marvel. She basically like this is one thing that people are arguing about currently. But it's that Captain Marvel got killed by her because she absorbed her powers. Because like Captain Marvel's ability is to absorb people's energy and then use it against them. But Wanda did that to her and then crushed her under some giant statues. And people are like talking about how like Captain Marvel could like she could take punches from Thanos without flinching. But she got beat by a witch. And like, you people pay attention to anything going on? She literally absorbed her. She like did a reverse Uno card.
So, this just, it sounds like one of those like really silly, like overpowered, nothing can stop them, like villains / heroes.
I mean,
Which
that's basically.
I'm always against. So,
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I probably wouldn't like this movie because it's just like, oh, really? Nobody in the whole universe, galaxy,
fair, that's
existence
fair.
can stop them. This is so
That's
crazy.
fair.
Wow.
Because that's literally how they portray her. And she's like, I mean, Captain Marvel was like supposed to be the strongest in the Marvel universe, even in the comics. She's like the best of the best. But Wanda just destroys her. And it was the fight against all these heroes went down another like 5 minutes. So she beat everybody in like 30 seconds each.
Yeah, like
And-
that's just.
And then there's Professor X. So he's the I don't know what to call him, but he's like an X-Men character, and he runs a school of teenagers, or I guess adults too. But it's basically the school of mutants.
Yeah.
He goes into her mind and realizes that the real Wanda in her mind is being like suppressed by an evil side of her, and he tries to help the good side of her escape
but then the evil side comes out and snaps his neck. And when she snaps his neck she snaps his neck in her mind, and then it snaps his neck in real life, like automatically.
The fuck?
They're literally inside of her mind.
So,
and yeah.
Are they just like making up what she can do as they go along in this movie? Because it kind of sounds like it.
I'm gonna assume yes, because I literally have no idea of what she does in the comics, but I don't remember her doing anything like that. Like, I knew a little bit about her, but I don't know if she can do everything that she did here. So they probably did just make shit up, just because she's the villain, and they gotta make villains super powerful. So basically, it all ended there. It all ended there. So that was like, what are we on, strike 4?
I think so.
So that was strike 4.
I mean, you could call it like strike 10, honestly.
Yeah, a strike for everyone she killed, so that's like strike, yeah, like make it strike 9 or 10.
You know what the most annoying part is? Like, it's like super overpowered villain trope, which is like basically null and void for any suspense at this point in like movie history. But then it's like she's gonna have they're either gonna kill her in the next movie, or she's gonna have like a redemption arc, and they're gonna be like pat her on the back. It's okay. See.
Oh, I'm getting to that.
No, they're gonna be like,
wait,
everybody's
hold that thought.
actually
Hold that thought,
alive.
please hold that thought. Please hold that thought. Please hold that thought. You're about to get pissed. Because so after she kills all of them,
yeah,
Doctor Strange and this little girl escapes, and they go to yet another universe, and he finds himself, a version of himself that went evil. He fights himself for a book that literally gives you the ability that you need at that moment. And that's literally how they explain it. It's a book that grants you any power you need, but it's only the power you need in that moment.
That is such a cop-out.
I'm not gonna lie, they literally said those words. It's a book that just gives you whatever you need.
That is such lazy-ass writing. This isn't a Marvel movie?
Yes.
That is
so they're fighting over the book. They're fighting over the book. The good Doctor Strange wins the book, and they like leave. They face Wanda one last time, and the little girl that has like the universe hopping ability, she punches Wanda so hard that she gets sent to another universe, and she's she finds herself in front of those two children that she wants really bad, and they look at her and they freak the fuck out.
Why?
because they see their mom, and then they see Wanda, which is also their mom, but Wanda's like all disheveled and fucking psycho looking, and she's covered in blood, and she's like literally like trying to snatch them, and they're running away from her. And it was that moment she realized where she screwed up.
You can defeat them with your charge attack.
That's where she
it was
realized.
that moment. It was that moment she realized that she fucked up. So like even if she does succeed in killing herself and taking over, her kids are gonna realize it and they're gonna hate her for it and they're gonna be afraid of her.
This movie
and these two
bad,
want nothing to do
I'm
with
not gonna lie. Like killing superheroes for like literally just because plot convenience to show you she's evil. Then when she sees her fake kids or whatever, that's
they're real kids, but they're from another universe.
Oh, from another.
So they have their own version of Wanda.
I thought you were talking about the fake kids that she forced to be raped.
No. These are the real kids, the real version of the kids, and they see her and they get scared of her because they see she's like a psychopath, and they're running away from her, and they're like throwing shit at her, and they're like, "Stay away from us." And that's when she realizes that she screwed up, and she gets all sad. She like shuts down everything she was planning, and like she like destroys a cliffside and buries herself under it. So it's implying she died. It's implying she killed herself.
but probably not.
And remember, here's another strike. So we're on like strike 12 now.
Yeah.
Here's the final strike. Remember back to the movie title, Multiverse of Madness?
Yes.
It's an acronym for MOM. I already told you it was gonna either piss you off or something. It's an acronym for MOM. This whole movie about her being crazy and wanting to get her kids, her fake kids, and it's an acronym for MOM. And the worst part about it is, Matt Pat made a theory about it years ago because the movie title was released, and he's like, "Oh, this is an acronym for MOM. Wanda must be the villain," and nobody believed it. Now the movie is out and it's true.
I don't know why Matt Pat. Why do people like discredit Matt Pat like he doesn't know what he's talking about? Like, obviously there's the goofy theories, but then like he knows what he's talking about. Like it's not just him either.
Yeah.
He has a team. Like,
it sounded like he pulled it out of that. It sounded like he pulled it out of his ass, but he's gloating about it too. He's like owning it.
I mean,
he's like, "Hey, we called this out years ago."
If he was right years ago, then he probably deserves to gloat about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say that's probably like a 3-star movie, and I haven't even seen it, just based on your entire
I'm not even done yet. I'm not done yet. It's about to get worse.
How does it
So
get
remember
worse?
how you said, they're gonna play Wanda off as like the victim?
Yeah.
No. Remember that show where I told you she took over a town and like enslaved people?
Yeah.
In that show, towards the end, one of the government officials that were like there, it was Captain Marvel's friend. She literally like, they were about to blast Wanda. They were about to send her ass to the moon.
Send her to the moon.
They were about to light her up like a candle. And this girl's like, "You should let her go. She only wanted her family. She wasn't trying to hurt anyone."
And then they let her go, right?
Yep. She enslaved an entire town of people and they let her go because she just wanted her family.
Now, was the stuff in the movie where she kills everybody before or after this?
This was after.
No, like
so the stuff in the movie was after.
Oh, okay. But still, enslaving an entire town is still pretty egregious.
Yeah, it's not even that she just enslaved them. She literally like mind controlled them into like being her
puppets to fill
yeah.
out the fantasy.
And it's not like they were asleep. They were self-aware the whole time. And it was so bad that they were asking people to kill them when they like got control of themselves. They were literally like asking everyone to kill them.
Yeah, that's really ugly. Like,
they didn't want to live anymore. The sitcom was full of puns too, so that's probably why they wanted to die.
Maybe I would like the show. Full of fun.
So yeah, the whole movie was an acronym for MOM, and everyone forgave Wanda in the show because she's just a grieving mother, even though her kids were never real. And Doctor Strange roasts her for it too. He's like, "You're doing all of this for kids that never existed." She's like trying to kill a child in front of her for kids that never even existed. I mean, yeah, they exist in other universes, but they're not hers. They belong to another version of herself, where she was a normal person.
That's like, I don't know,
egregious.
man. That sounds like
it's like
shit.
Fucked. And here's a strike for the fans. So like, remember that part I told you about where like she was killing all these superheroes?
Yeah.
A lot of people ignored it because she's hot. Like, they didn't care that she was being a shitty character. They just cared about the fact that she was hot in that scene. Like, they were literally getting horny over it.
Of course they were.
So, like, all the shit she did was completely validated because she was hot.
Only justification.
Yeah, and they're trying to say she was thick.
Is she actually thick?
No. They're just saying it.
I hate
It's
when
like
people
lost
do
on
that.
me.
They say thick for literally no reason. It's like so stupid.
It's legit lost all meaning.
I know it had meaning to me.
Damn. That sound like it came from a place of hurt.
It does.
Silence, wench. I do not wish to be horny anymore.
I do not wish to be horny anymore.
I only want to be happy. But yeah, so that movie ended. The movie ends, and Doctor Strange is you're like how I told you, he's moving on from his original life.
Yeah.
He meets another wizard woman, and it's apparently a woman that he gets hitched with in the comics. So it seems like his whole cuckening plotline is over. Dr. Cook.
You said Dr. Cook.
He's literally salty that she's like marrying another guy, and then he meets her in another universe, and she's like not interested in him, and he's salty about that too.
Ooh, get wrecked.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange, more like.
I mean, you would think being the most powerful wizard in the universe, you need some pussy, but that's not.
I guess I
And it's not like it's a secret. It's not like it's a secret who he is. Everyone knows how strong he is, and like everyone knows that he's a world famous superhero. But they still treat him like a normal person.
He is.
Yeah, they literally ignore his ass until he puts on the cape and starts flying. That's when everyone pulls their phones out and they're like, "Oh shit, it's Doctor Strange." But otherwise, just like walking past him, they're like, "Eh."
That's bogus. Did they actually be like that in the movie?
Yeah. Like he's like at the wedding scene, he's like sitting there, no one's doing anything. But then the moment a monster attacks and he jumps out the window, they like pull their phones out and start taking pictures.
Man, that sounds like just people in real life.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. That's like Instagram culture. There's literally a monster attacking, and they'll still take pictures and be on their damn phones.
Well, what are you gonna do? That's how the people be.
They're gonna be that way when I blast them to smithereens.
We were gonna talk about Street Fighter 6, or you wanted to say something about Street Fighter 6.
Oh, yes.
You got all hyped up earlier. That was the first thing we were gonna talk about.
So I was super excited because it seems that for Street Fighter 6 we're getting one thing I've always wanted to see, and that's character creation.
Mm-hmm.
And I just saw a video earlier of an old Street Fighter title. I think it was called Street Fighter EX. And in that game, you're able to create your own character and give them moves based on the characters in the game. And I didn't even know that was a thing until today. But it seems like that's what they're doing for Street Fighter 6. They're bringing back character creation. So we're going to have our own characters doing Hadoukens and shit.
That sounds pretty cool.
That does sound pretty cool, and also it has it's a free roaming story mode.
Can you tell if the character creation looks good so far?
I can't say it looks good. It looks like it belongs on like PS3. The character mode, because compared to the playable characters, the playable characters look amazing. They're great. The created character so far looks like a PS3 model. But there's a chance they'll update it. I mean, they have to.
Maybe it's just beta, right?
Yeah, the game's coming next year, so they got time. Yeah, it's not coming this year. It's coming next year. So I'm sure they have time to fix it. But the character models, they look like they belong on like 2 gens ago.
Man, dude, I'm looking forward to that if it's gonna be good.
I am too. I'm really hoping they do something good with it.
Because
not only that,
Capcom is good at letting people down, above all else.
Oh yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm finding. I know I shouldn't be hyped, but I'm finding it hard not to get hyped. Cause like, dude, it's character creation and a free roam story mode. Come on. We're gonna be able to like go over the world as our own character and fight people. And then the trailer it showed 2 created characters fighting, so I think we'll be able to fight people online like that too. There'll be like a hub world where you're like playing as your character.
I'll just try to like keep it simmered down, just not let myself boil up too much.
Oh yeah, like yeah, not like temper your expectations.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aside from that, there is also talk that a new I don't know what it's called. I guess it's like a Capcom tournament thing coming up on Monday.
Yeah.
And there's talk that at the tournament there will be some new news for Street Fighter 6. It's like they announced that they have news for other Capcom titles.
Like
and in that list
coming up.
Yeah, this Monday. Coming up.
Where can you view it?
I actually have no idea. It's most likely YouTube. I don't really watch these things. I only just got excited because of the speculated news. But at the end of the original Street Fighter 6 trailer, there was a thing that said, like, in the background, it said new challenger Kimberly. And we already know that this Kimberly character is... we know that she's a ninja from America. And I just remembered today, like, hey, Guy, if you remember Guy, right, from Street Fighter 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's also a ninja from America. And I remember he has a student named Maki, who's also a ninja.
From America.
And, like, yeah, they're all from America. They're all American ninjas. But yeah, I remember Guy has a student, and that's American. So now they're telling us that this new character is a ninja from America, and that's got me thinking, what if it's another one of the Guy's students? Because they also showed like a kanji symbol that stands for Bushin Ryu, and that's Guy's like school. So it's obvious she's gonna be a part of his like. She's gonna be using his moves.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm excited to see. Like, man, I can't wait.
It all sounds like it's super promising, but that makes me, again, not want to, like, expect too much, just because it is still Capcom. We don't get too hyped up.
Somebody said they're glad that Capcom's finally treating Street Fighter like a AAA title.
It kind of... Street Fighter 5 didn't exactly feel AAA.
It didn't. It looked horrible, honestly. I mean, like, it took years before they got the gameplay fixed. Before the gameplay was, like, not a mess.
That's pretty sad.
And even then, it still looks ugly as fuck. I can't get over that.
Shut up. Yeah.
The worst part is that the DLC characters are way more fun to play than the normal characters, and they look better.
Yeah, that's bogus as fuck. And also, just how much fucking Street Fighter 4 looked way cleaner on an older console than this. Like, we were playing it on PC and we're saying it looked bad. And for me to like say it looked better on a PS3 than this new game does on my PC is pretty bad.
Yeah. And it's a real shame too.
And just the moveset too is fucking horrible for like it's supposed to be Street Fighter like has like made itself seem or I can't figure out the words to say right now. But they've built up a rep as the definitive like fighting game And
Yeah.
half the characters have across-screen grab attacks. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, it's so annoying. Like, they're supposed to be the ones.
Oh, you mean like command grabs?
Yes.
Yeah, command grab Fighter 5. Yeah, command grab Fighter 5. I love that. Because it's so true. It's really true though.
Yeah, it's bullshit. So.
Yeah, yeah, I can only hope that Street Fighter 6 is gonna like cool down with the grappler characters, like maybe one or two,
Well,
maybe
yeah,
even three.
like, if they're short range, that's like manageable. Even if it was half the characters, it's only the fact alone that they can grab from across the screen and it's unblockable. Like, that's just not a fighting game then. It's just who grabs first, and you have to use certain characters to win it. Like,
There's even Zangief who can like walk with his grapple, so like he would set it up and then he'd start walking across the screen. And if he even touches your character, he's gonna automatically grab them.
And that's in 5 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I just don't get what the fuck they're thinking. Like, I understand that they want it to be more accessible, but it's just like ruined the game's popular, or like the, not the game, the series popularity.
Yeah, it has.
It's died like Mortal Kombat.
Some people aren't even like they're like really not even taking Street Fighter 6 seriously yet. They're like, yeah, it looks really good, but we won't really give much hope until we see the gameplay in action. So I mean, I can understand that because Capcom has really burned us a lot.
Oh yeah, we have to just see because yeah.
And like the one thing that kind of makes me mad is that
Max like 20 versions of Street Fighter 4. We can't forget that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Super Ultra Mega Super Deluxe Mega.
I mean, content is always a good thing, but like, I don't see why they had to like change up the whole title and like resell it.
I don't see why. No, that's what I was about to say. I don't see why they had to resell it even one time. It's the same game. Like.
Right. They could have just kept making DLC.
It's bullshit. Like, I would have taken $5 DLC if they were gonna do it like 4 times over them releasing a whole nother game for, was it $60 each time or 40?
I think it was 40. 30
Still,
or 40.
Even so, like, that's a lot just for some characters.
I mean, I know it's like $60, but that's only $60 if you don't have the base game. So if you have the base game, it's just gonna automatically update and say Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition or whatever. But if you don't have the base game, you gotta buy the whole thing all over. Which is what I had to do, because I had Super Street Fighter 4 on disc. Yeah. But then when I put it into my PlayStation, it says Arcade Edition because I updated it.
Right.
But like, if I didn't have the disc, I would have to buy the Arcade Edition disc, and that'd be a whole $60.
And I was about to say too, like, even if there is a cheaper way to do it like that, still, it's like just so it's like seems like unprofessional to re-release the same game over and over. Like, even if there is a right way to be doing it, like, it's not up to the customer to like do it the right way. It's up to you, the company releasing the game, to do it the right way. Like, why are there multiple ways to be buying the same thing?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I hope it's like something they just like avoid for Street Fighter 6. Cause like, it was funny the first couple times, but like, come on, we're in like 2023 when it comes out. We can't keep doing this, especially when other fighting games are not doing this. Like, if they have an update, they'll just like do the regular update. They won't diddle around with it.
Yeah, like, just bulk up the updates until there's enough updates for a new game.
Thank you, Spyro, and best of luck catching those dastardly thieves.
Just keep updating the game. Speaking of updates, Tekken makes you pay for frame data.
What?
So like, frame data is
pay for frame data?
Yeah.
Like, actually, are you serious?
Yes, they literally make you pay like a couple $dollars for it.
Each
keep in mind, you can get this. Huh?
Like, just one-time purchase?
Yeah.
And it's only a few dollars. Well, if it's a few dollars, then I guess that's okay, but that's really a stupid thing to make you pay for.
Well, it's like, it's because other fighting games give it to you in the base game for free, or they'll update the game to have it for free, and even then you can find it online for free.
Yeah, I was about to say, that sounds like it would be super easy to hack. It's just having the game then. Like, that would barely even be a hack, really. That'd just be
Even Smash Brothers gives you frame data in training mode.
Right, like, why would they expect anybody to actually buy it?
That was it's really wonky to me. I don't know what they were thinking with that. So it's not Capcom that's only fucking up, but it's Capcom that does it the worst.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like for Tekken, that's just a really weird decision. Maybe they
that was like one shitty decision among like a million great ones.
Maybe it's like they wanted to be
They wanted
better
money
than the other fighting game companies, and they were like, "Oh, we're actually like not making a lot of money. What can we charge people for that we haven't given them yet?"
I think that's generally what everyone agrees on when that went on. They're like, "Oh, well, these guys want this in the game, so let's make them pay for it because we need money." And it's like, it can't be something that like really costs development time. I'm pretty sure you have to do is like unhide like hidden data, like shit that goes on in the game all the time anyway. It's just like unhiding it so people can actually see it.
Which is, again, is just really weird because it's really easy to unhide that like manually.
Oh yeah.
Because it's like hard coded into the, like it has to be hard coded into the game. So it's like.
Yeah, it is. That's why it was always free online anyway. It's like, I mean, people have the data anyway, so they just wanted it in game, so they don't have to look up Google every time they want to play.
Right, that'd be annoying.
But I mean, like, regardless of whether Bandai did it, they still had the data.
We should play Tekken
So I find it
sometime.
funny. Yeah, I mean, once I get a new computer, I do want to buy Tekken again and play it.
When are you gonna do that?
I have no idea, honestly. It's like, somebody said they were going to send me a computer, but they're all the way in Canada and they don't know how much it'll cost to ship.
Probably a lot
Like,
for a big ass computer. Or are they sending you a laptop?
Laptop.
Oh, try not to get another crap top.
Well, it says it's a spare gaming PC.
I
don't know when I'm gonna.
If when you get another laptop, especially just because it's a laptop.
I was actually gonna try to get a gaming PC this time.
I was gonna say PC or laptop. What I have done for years is I keep all my game settings on low for the most part, so that my parts last long. And I've had my computer for 7 years, so it does work if you just keep the temperatures low. It can last like.
Yeah, I think where I fucked up is that one night I was playing Monster Hunter World, and I turned the settings all the way high.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to see my computer's limit. I wanted to test its power level.
You shouldn't do that with a laptop, though.
And yeah, I did it, and that's when the battery just fucked. Like, it was literally like right after I turned the settings all the way up. Played for like 5 minutes, and then, bam.
5 minutes?
Yeah. I should have just went to Can You Run It.
You should have just let what run it?
I should have went to Can I Run It instead. Instead of testing it out myself, I should have just let the experts tell me.
I forgot that website existed.
It's very useful.
Fucking what was I about to say? Oh yeah, so the subject that I wanted to talk about, since this is going on the Hot Takes channel / podcast, motherfucking, I heard from my coworker, we were talking about how me and you have discussed how black people are still undermined in our society to this day, and there's no arguing against it, you know. And he said that they are doing this thing now in some cities where buses will come and take the kids that are in neighborhoods like that, which is mostly black kids, and take them to nice schools like that are like further away from their neighborhood so that they can get a better education. I was like, Well, holy shit, when did this start happening? Like, somebody actually cares now?
Oh yeah. I noticed a lot of Chicago schools in like deeper cities are shut down now. So I'm like, that's pretty good. At least kids are getting better education. It's not going to stop them from being shitty.
Well,
that comes down to the parenting.
thing is, though, it'll stop the cycle of like being poorly educated, having bad like literacy and shit like that, and like like make their chances of success like exponentially better, and like just breaking the cycle is really like the highlight of that news. So like
and
I was glad to hear
really
that, because like that shit was like when we talked about that shit would piss me off, because I'm like, these fucking snake ass politicians will never do anything to help the black community, but now somebody actually did, it seems like.
Yeah, that is pretty nice of them. I mean, at least it seems like people trying to make a difference.
I sure hope that's the case, because this seems like it. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with anybody that may or may not be watching this, because I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, you love to hear it. You love to hear it.
We love to hear it.
Yeah, it's queen.
Fucking dude, I've been trying to get my sisters over for like a year and a half to react to this tape that we used to listen to in the car that was super fucking annoying, called Bobby's World, and I have not been able to get them to come over. Like, year and a half. Like, think about that. Like, they live in town. They go to school and work on the weekends for the most part, I think, is when they work. All that time, and they haven't been able to come over. Like, what the fuck?
Maybe they just outgrew you.
I'm trying not to take it that way.
I
don't think that's it.
They grow up so fast.
Right, I'm like, what did I do? Like, I know I didn't do anything, but like, I know you guys are not that busy that a year and a half goes by, and you still aren't able to come over to react to a video for like 1 hour.
Now they're like, the future is now, old man.
I want to go to school for coding. That's definitely future.
I tried it years ago. It's really, I mean, it's probably not that hard. I got the hang of it a bit.
And like, I'm pretty sure it's one of those things that like, it's really hard to start, but then once you get it, then it's like really easy to keep on learning about it.
I mean, yeah. And while I did have a hard time, I gotta keep reminding myself that I was really like self-teaching myself, so I can't really say whether or not it's that difficult.
Yeah.
Like I didn't have a teacher or a school for it. I had a fucking internet thing, and I was just reading it.
Oh, I started,
learning from trial and error.
Yeah, I started this thing called Code Academy for like a half an hour, or it was probably more. Trying to learn it on your own is like so fucking boring. Like, it's really hard to retain the information.
And I think we can both learn it if we had a good teacher.
Oh yeah, that's why I want to go to school instead, because I'm like, even if it's gonna end up costing me money, or I owe money or whatever, like, I don't really care as long as I can learn it, because I got all these ideas, and I'd like to, like...
Yeah, like, it seems like you can't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere without a good education in this country unless you're, like, rich. And unfortunately, we are broke.
Well, coding is one thing that you can learn at just about any school.
Unfortunately, they didn't have it when I was growing up.
Oh, yeah, that's
I
true.
know my brother's kindergarten, they made him do coding classes. And I'm like, bruh.
They made your brother do coding classes?
In kindergarten, yeah. They have it like a really cartoony site.
Why can't... What is
You're
with
supposed to
older...
like open your own game.
No, I'm not like trying to throw any hate or anything, but what is with older people and having like no hindsight about anything technology related? Like, we should have been learning that when we were kids.
No, tell me why in high school no one ever told us, like, when we're getting a job, we should learn how to write a good cover letter.
A good
and explain why they're a good fit.
Huh?
A good cover letter?
Yeah, like explain why we're a good fit for the role.
Right, like I barely even remembered what that was when you just said it. Like I was like, is that like
Right.
the top part
They
of the
didn't
letter?
teach us
Like,
that. And I'm like, I'm seeing it nowadays, and I'm like, well, it'd be nice to know what, like, how to do a good cover letter.
yeah, it would. But I have no fucking idea. And then it's like, then some people, like even myself, I've been like, oh, I'm not as smart as I think I am because I can't write a letter. And it's like, that's a like skill that you have to like learn. Most people don't have the talent to like write. Like, and that's like, I don't get why people like, or society expects everybody to be good at writing. Like, writing isn't easy. Like, writing requires like a little bit of imagination and creativity. Like,
Oh, you can't write? You speak English?
yeah, it
Like,
seems
you
like
can't-
that's the law or thought process. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe when our parents... Actually,
Oh,
no,
you're
yeah,
not
when our
good at
parents
math?
were younger, it was probably more emphasized, like the writing.
Oh, you're not good at math? You go to the store and buy food every day.
Wait, what'd you say?
Like, oh, you're not good at calculus? Well, you can do basic math at a grocery store.
And I can't even do that, I just round up everything.
Yeah. Not only that, but like, they always ask us what we want to do with our lives, but they never tell us like how to get there.
Yeah, and I'm 26, and I just realized, oh, yeah, I actually think I really do just want to do coding and make these apps that I think about every now and then. And, like, there has to be some way to help kids in high school realize, like, what they want to do. Because, like, it shouldn't have taken me, like, this many years to, like, for sure 100% know what I want to go to school for.
Yeah,
Because I've been
but,
afraid to go to school because I didn't know what I wanted to do, and I didn't want to spend
Exactly.
all the
You don't
time
want
and
to
resources to do it.
You don't want to
and then
get
change
it.
my mind. Huh?
If you're gonna go to college, you want to make sure it's like worthwhile
Yeah, and not waste my time.
and money, because like you're gonna fuck yourself for life.
And like, then you'll get like all existential if you change your mind, like when you're almost done with your course or halfway through, and then you're like, oh, I hate this course, I don't even want to do this anymore, and then it's like I could have been spending this time socializing or having a life or doing a different course, and it's like...
It's like the same thing with me in driving, as embarrassing as it is to say. I did have a car when I was a teenager and I turned it down because like I was a dumb kid. And I was like under that logic of, oh, the car I got was like really dingy and like bogus.
Yeah.
And everyone else was driving like fancy cars. You know, like high school movie shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I want a nice car. If I don't have a nice car, I don't want to drive this. And I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna walk around everywhere. We're gonna live in Kenosha. We're gonna live in Kenosha forever. Everything I can just walk to. It's no big deal. And like, no one was there in high school telling me the reason why I should do these things. No one,
Right.
no one sat me down and told me, hey, there's like there's like 3 different reasons why you should learn how to drive. No one told me. And they just, like, I said I didn't want to do this. They're like, alright, fine, cool, whatever. And now I'm 27 and I'm still trying to learn how to drive because, like, now I realize it's important. But, like, no one told me this in high school.
Right, like, I definitely would have, or would teach you if you didn't live all the way in Chicago. But... And you know another thing?
Like, gonna learn in the summer, but yeah.
Another thing that's stupid, you know how you just said driving is important for multiple reasons?
Yeah.
And one thing that they don't make you learn in driver's ed, which is really stupid, is learning how to drive manual cars. Like, manual cars exist.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not manual, then by default it's just going to be an automatic, like every single car. There's only 2 types of driving modes, besides...
Yeah, they should teach you how to drive a stick shift. They treat it like it's a damn relic.
And it's not. Like, there's like specialty cars that still only come in manual just because of like tradition. And
it's cool as hell.
It's really fun to drive. Like, just because it's old doesn't mean that like it's not functional anymore. It's not like fun to do. That's like saying football's been around for like 100 years. We really shouldn't be playing football anymore. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, that makes no sense. Just because it's old means you shouldn't do it or bother. Like, and like, I've been in a situation before where if I didn't know how to drive stick, then this person that was like wasted would have had to just leave their car, and it possibly would have gotten towed because they just left it in front of somebody's bar. You know, it's like there's case scenarios where you might want to know how to do that.
And then if you get towed, you gotta worry about whether or not your shit's stolen or whether or not you got the money to get it back. Like, I don't think they're gonna hold it and wait months and months for you to raise the money to get it out.
Right, if that's like the situation. It's like
They're probably gonna like take it for themselves or scrap it.
And you know another situation that I was in where somebody didn't know how to drive stick. It was so fucking hilarious. Like, this is when I was like irresponsible as fuck still, when I was like 21 probably. 22.
Yeah.
And I still had my old car, which was also manual. And I got pulled over because I didn't have registration, or no, I didn't have insurance. So the officer was like, oh, well, I can't let you drive around without insurance because that's illegal or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't say okay, whatever, but I just got out and I was like, alright. Obviously I had an attitude though, because it was cold out, it was winter. So I was
Dude,
like,
I hit this guy 2 times and he rage quit.
huh?
I'm playing Smash Online and I hit this guy like 2 times and he just jumped off the map. He just quit. I hit him 2 times.
Oh, that's funny as fuck.
But yeah, go on. You said the cop said you can't drive without the insurance.
Yeah, so I'm like, can I pull it up to the curb? And then he said that, like, he'll do it because, like...
Oh, I think you told me this story.
Yeah, but
he doesn't know how to drive it.
If anybody's actually watching this, yeah.
He didn't know how to drive it. You told me this story before.
And he was with a lady cop, so it was super fucking embarrassing.
Oh, that probably killed his testosterone.
I was like, cringe.
Yeah, that's a yikes.
That was a big yike. Like, I wish I had a card to give him for that yike.
That's just like the like a couple weeks ago, this guy was getting arrested, and then like took his motorcycle, and a cop got on his motorcycle, and like was trying to like be a badass. He popped a wheelie with it and fucking flipped.
The cop?
Yeah, he like drove off. He arrested this guy, and they were like taking his motorcycle, and he's like, "Oh, you don't have to tow it. I'm just gonna drive it back." So he gets on it. He drives like 5 feet and then crashes.
That's really fucking embarrassing. Like, see, yeah, motorcycles, like, obviously that guy didn't know how to drive one, but that's really not something you need to learn how to do. Like, because, like, what are the fucking odds that you have to drive a motorcycle? Like, it's small, right? Like, it's not gonna be
I want a chopper, honestly.
Huh?
I want a chopper. I've always wanted one my whole life.
Like a Harley?
Yeah.
Just please don't get it loud. When Harleys aren't loud, then they're like fine. But like, when they're loud as fuck, everybody's just like glaring at you. And like, I feel like they get off on that, but it's like, it's not like everybody like hates you because they're jealous. It's like everybody actually just hates your presence and like despises it. That's not like 50 years old.
Who's gonna go up to a Harley driver and tell them that?
Oh no, don't do that. They'll beat you up. And there's this fucking jackass across the street, dude. He has a V8 that's completely straight piped, and when he gets in his car, like, pardon my language, viewers, but this guy is a total faggot. Like, he gets in the car, and instantly after it starts up, he revs it like 5 times, and I'm like, you are so fucking gay. Like, go home. Like, and don't come back, like, please. Like, God.
Is this some old man?
Yes.
Trying to live out the glory days?
No, he's like middle-aged, or in his 30s. I can't tell, but like, he's so lame. Like,
maybe it's an ego thing, I don't know. Cause like, the thing I like about Harleys is that like, they're low to the ground.
No, the thing is, he'll do it at like midnight sometimes.
Oh, that's the worst. That's why I say you should call the cops on this dude. Is he the dude that you said the other day was like making it so you couldn't sleep?
Maybe. No, that was some other random ass people that are like never here, so it wasn't worth it. But like, what are people like that even thinking? Like, And then there's this other guy with like a Chevy Tahoe, which is not, it's not a cool truck. Like, I hate to say it, but it's slow as fuck. It's big. It's like driving a boat. It's stupid as fuck. But they'll just sit out there and play their subs for like almost a half an hour. And it's like, you are not cool. Like, you're not cool. Like,
Just flat out, you're not cool.
you're flexing your like $300 sub and amp. Like, fuck off.
Ew.
You're so fucking, like, why are people in this town so goddamn lame? Like, I know it's not just our town, and like everybody says that.
Oh,
People here are so bitter. Like,
that is so funny though. I can't help it.
I know it is
That
kind
is
of funny.
That's too funny. Kenosha just, they don't call it Nowhere for no reason.
No, it is nowhere, because there's a bunch of fucking nobodies here. And I hope I don't end up one of them. But man, if I was that guy, I'd probably hate myself later in life, knowing that all I'd ever did was piss people off. That's like, you know what the most embarrassing part is? These people are probably my age or like in their 30s, doing shit that teenagers do. Like, why are you doing shit to piss people off? Like, you're fucking 15.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, people do that too, in Chicago. People do that, like, they would, like, drive down the street and, like, rev their shit as loud as possible. Especially at a stop sign. And I never understood that. Like, does it make you go faster or what?
No, they're just doing it because they want to show everybody how cool their car sounds. It's like,
just rev it up.
I'll rev it up if I see a car that looks cool and I want to get their attention, but I'm not like revving it down the road as loud as possible on purpose just because I need everybody to stare at me.
Yeah, people that do that, I visibly ignore them. Like, I purposefully ignore them as much as possible.
Like, when you're young, like, I understand, but when it's like a grown-ass man, like, it's so cringeworthy. And it's like,
yeah,
I know people will acknowledge my car and like appreciate it if they happen to look at it, or they'll just notice it because they know what car it is. But like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to try to get everybody that probably isn't a car enthusiast at all to like look at my car, because they're not even gonna know what the fuck it is. So what's the point?
Yeah,
they're gonna look at my car and think, that's a red car, and
that's a car.
Like, I don't get what these people are thinking.
They're thinking, hey, look at my huge dong.
Yeah, probably. That's a tangent I've wanted to go on online for a while, because...
I mean, yeah, I mean, like, seriously, one day we'll be able to tell these people to fuck off. Take their car and fuck off out of town. Just like roast him so bad he leaves town, he moves out. Or just dox him.
Figure out his license plate, go to his house.
So people go to his house and like rev up their shit outside at like 3 in the morning.
Oh, that was like that TikToker that killed his neighbor.
What?
Have you seen that story?
No.
There's this TikToker that, this was so fucking dumb in the first place, because like, he would literally drive his, I think it was the Honda or a BMW, I can't remember, but the brand doesn't really matter, I guess. Well, no, it's worse if it's a Honda. But, he would drive his car down their, like, residential street, like in the suburbs, at 120 miles an hour sometimes, and he was calling her a Karen, and like, people on TikTok were supporting him. Well, they probably didn't know he was going that fast, but these are people are like all hyping him up and shit on TikTok, calling her a Karen. And first of all, he's a fucking asshole for doing that in the first place.
He's a mod.
Because you could kill somebody's kid doing that. And
so wait, what was he doing again?
he was driving down the residential street, like by everybody's houses.
Like the street, the neighborhood.
Yeah, like, driving really loud, and I'm pretty sure they said he went 120 miles an hour once.
Jesus.
I
Jesus
think.
Christ.
I think.
You could kill yourself, let alone somebody else.
Right, I was about to say, either that or they were going tens of miles per hour. They were like zipping down this fucking street. And then they're calling her a Karen because she was complaining about it. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, I feel like anybody would complain about that when there's... Especially when there's kids around. Like...
Yeah, the word Karen is like so weaponized. Especially in society, like, everyone's afraid to be called a Karen now.
Yeah, so that whole thing was like bullshit in the first place.
Started using it. I think it lost its meaning when like adults started using it like old people.
Oh yeah, it did. No offense to old people.
Driving that submarine was a blast.
Full offense to old people.
We're going to borrow the
Full
Rhinox
offense.
speedboat.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Stop taking our words and slang.
You know,
Find your
honestly,
own-
that is really annoying. Like, the fact that Sony didn't get the Morbius joke too, like, that has to be old people too. Like, there's no way you guys thought we were serious.
And the fact that Sony is making VTubers now.
Yeah, like, fuck off.
Yeah, stop doing what we're doing.
Like, you don't get it. Like, it always fails. For a
Fuck
reason.
off, brand.
Fuck off who?
Brand.
Brand.
Like how Wendy's Twitter is like always roasting everyone,
Yeah.
and everyone thought it was funny for a while. I guess some people think it's still funny. I think it's kind of cringe.
I thought it was like, when one company did it, I thought it was like, you know,
Like
I didn't think it was like,
everyone's doing now. Yeah, every company wants to be the next Wendy's now.
yeah, I thought it was like somewhat endearing. It was like kind of funny because I was under the impression that it was just one person, and like the company said that they can say whatever they want.
The
Within the
thing
realm
was
of
only
like being appropriate, I guess. But
the Wendy's thing was only like at its it was only at its peak when they like had porn. Outside of that, who cares anymore?
the porn. That's funny.
I mean, come on. That's literally what everyone was there for.
TBH. But yeah, so motherfucking yeah, it was funny when one company was doing it, and it seemed like it was just one person that was just allowed to do whatever they wanted on the Twitter. But then you're right, when every company started doing it, it was just annoying as fuck. Because it's like, okay, yeah, so relatable. That's how we talk. You're young. Don't you guys
The official Sonic Twitter once referenced Sonichu, and it also referenced Sonic.exe.
With the Sonic Twitter?
Yeah, the official Sonic Twitter.
They reference Sonic.
Yes. And that's why I mean, like, the brand thing isn't even funny anymore.
No, it's
It's like, look at me, fellow, or like, how do you do, fellow kids?
I love that meme. It's so accurate. And how does this, like, even after all these years, they still just cannot, like, relate to us? Like, why do they keep trying?
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever relate to us because, like, the people making these decisions are rich assholes, and the average person is, like, depressed and poor.
And you know what the fucked up part is? We might
That
go
I'm
to this
right.
hell forever, because, like, if they actually do the, like, immortality, like, thing one day, and they figure it out fully, and then they can just, like, let people live forever, we're just gonna be, like, all at the same age forever, just not relating to their
I'll only
generation.
accept that if they give me elf girls.
You don't live
You know-
forever if there's not elf girls.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've played enough visual novels with elf girls. They're like 100 years old. They look young.
Oh, yeah. I remember that trope with elves.
Yeah.
From the few games that I've seen with elves.
Yeah. So, like, if they don't have that, then I don't want it.
So basically you
But
want
like-
anime girls is what you're kind of sidestepping. But really what you're saying is you want anime girls.
I mean, they can be anime-inspired elf girls. I'll take that, too.
So
But the whole how do you do fellow kids is like, when Elon Musk was watching Arcane and he posted about it, or when he changed his profile to Edward Elric from Full Metal Alchemist. Like Elon Musk made his profile picture an anime character named, yeah, you know Edward Elric, right?
I'm pretty sure I do, but like when they do shit like that, you just like.
Or he posted a picture, he posted a screenshot of Jinx from Arcane with no context. It's like, hey, I watched this show too. Like, okay. I can't stand brands.
Elon Musk pretty much is a brand. Also, why do Redditors, like, act like Elon Musk is, like, the greatest person to ever live? Like, he's a genius, he's smart, and I mean, going to
I'm
space.
pretty sure, like, a lot of what he invented isn't even his.
Yeah, well, obviously. I don't get why they act like he invented everything himself, too. Like, he helps, obviously. Like, I'm sure he has a part in creating it, but, like, no one person creates almost anything.
That's
Like,
just like in the Fate series, like how I told you, if you remember, it brings in people from real life as characters or fictional stories. And, like, the way they portray a lot of inventors is that he'll take the one inventor and turn him into a character and just say everything related to them is what they invented themselves, when in reality they had help. So, like, for someone like Elon Musk, they portray him as, like, a genius inventor. Or with Thomas Edison, they'll portray him, like, as the guy that invented the light bulb, even though he stole it from Nikola Tesla.
yeah, I was gonna say, the person that...
Really
quick, before I forget this comment. I was gonna say, the person that invented a paperclip probably didn't even invent it by themselves.
Oh man, that guy must be making bank right now.
I know, right? If they're not dead.
Imagine being able to say you invented a paperclip.
I can't wait until.
That'd be pretty prestigious, honestly. They're, like, so widely used.
Yeah. Or, like, being the guy that can say he invented fucking, I don't know, Minecraft. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Whoever
Notch
that
literally
is.
did make Minecraft. What do you mean? Anyway, I was about to say, so, Redditors, Elon Musk. I'm writing down everything we're talking about too, because I definitely will forget.
While you're on the topic of Reddit, have you ever heard of anti-work?
Oh, I've seen that embarrassing shit show, yeah.
Yeah, that was just like it was like Chef's Kiss. The spiciest of meatballs.
If you guys don't know about that, look it up. We're not gonna talk about it because our explanation will be lackluster compared to the videos you could watch.
Oh yeah, definitely. I only focus on the fact that, like, they got the worst person ever to represent them.
I know, somebody goes on for anti-work and then says,
I
yeah,
walk for 2 hours a week.
Like, are you fucking kidding?
Yeah, I dog walk for 2 hours a week. I don't want to go to work anymore.
And they don't figure out any way to get money that, like, without working. And they all have jobs. Like, what the fuck?
Like, you thought about taking on more hours of dog walking? No. And it's like, I don't know, I'd even consider dog walking a hobby. Like, not to discredit anyone's hard work, but, like, come on.
Those are... I forgot what I called those. I was talking to Jamie about hobbies and what I consider a hobby. I think, oh. I called it, an effortless hobby. Because it's kind of like, watching TV is a hobby, but it's effortless.
Like how people get paid to watch movies and then give feedback.
Yeah, that's, like, also just an effortless hobby. Like, it's not necessarily an insult on its face, but it kind of is. For people that are like, I have hobbies, I watch TV, I play video games, it's like...
And I don't mean to be insulting, because, like, people would say that about YouTubers, even though there's, like, a lot of editing that goes into...
Oh, being a YouTuber is so fucking much work. Like,
Like they said the same thing about Twitch streamers, how like their hobbies are they're like effortless hobbies. It's like a lot of streamers like XQC will literally just react to a video, not even say a word the entire time, and then somehow that's content.
Oh, streamers like that fucking suck so hard. I hate that shit.
But they get away with it too, and they claim it as content. He'll be eating a Popeye's biscuit and not say a word throughout a 20-minute video. And the only thing he'll like contribute is the sound of him eating a Popeye's biscuit with no water.
Yeah, honestly, I should do that if that's all it takes.
Oh yeah.
Because
and then
like,
Asmon
that
Gold
really
said,
is effortless too.
And Asmon Gold said, you can't be a streamer unless you like got a good personality or you have big titties.
Not true.
Not true?
You just described somebody that had like is almost void of personality because they just watch the shit.
Oh, you mean? Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh shit! I lost focus. That's so true. But Asmon Gold is the same guy that like literally does reaction content for like that's literally all his content on YouTube now. It's just reaction videos.
Yeah, that sucks.
There's people that react to the immigrant case. They use that as content for the past couple weeks. That was like driving their channels.
Oh, yeah, I will probably forget about this at some point. So, I was gonna say, Elon Musk and Redditors.
When I heard that Sorceress was planning to ambush you, I got
can we just like admit to ourselves that space travel is not going to help humanity?
Oh, it's not.
We are not going to space travel. Like, I'm sorry, but space is like the most desolate, unforgiving, like
even if we
violent,
do, what are we gonna do? We're gonna populate Mars or something? Come on.
You know how many? We don't even have enough resources on the entire planet to make Mars habitable. We would have to literally go like mine asteroids to have enough materials to like build bases on Mars. Like, are you fucking joking? And we can't get to asteroids. Huh?
Watch them make that for essential workers. Go mine asteroids.
Mining asteroids. Yeah, that
Meanwhile, you're like fucking. Meanwhile, you're fucking like fighting for your life in space. As you like look at the Earth and you say, "Oh, it's all flat," and a guy behind you pulls out a gun.
Oh no, I guess it's all flat after.
Oh, wait, it's literally just Earth. Always have been.
It's just Earth. That'd be fucked up.
Oh man. I wish I was an astronaut. I would not let that. I would not let anyone live that down.
You wish
I would constantly say that. I wish I was an astronaut because I would constantly say, "Wait, it's just Earth." Every time I go into space.
That'd be really funny.
And I remember this one astronaut. I don't know his name, but he was live streaming his time in space. It was really cool. Oh yeah, astronauts are live streamers now.
I mean, it makes sense. Like, why wouldn't you want to live stream that?
Yeah, it's just like goes to show how far humanity has gone.
Now they're totally, what's it called? Taking our place. But,
Oh yeah.
That's kind of like being an astronaut and streaming. I mean, for all I know, it can be boring as fuck, and it's not going to steal anybody's like rep on Twitch or whatever. But like that's kind of like when.
Oh yeah, it's like one of those novelty things that you watch for like 5 minutes, and you're like, oh shit.
Or it's not even kind of like, I should take that back. It's making me think of though when there was that phase on YouTube where celebrities were making YouTube accounts and just like stealing careers from like would-be creators just because
people yeah, like they make YouTube channels and then suddenly they're gamers.
And it's like...
Yeah, they're trying to, like, tap into that market.
It's like, you guys are fucking dickheads, like...
Yeah. Give Jack Black a pass for that because he seems like an actual memer. But, like, I don't give anyone else a pass for that. That shit's lame. You're already, like... You already got a career as a movie star. Like, let me have something. Let us have our thing. You stick to your thing.
Right, I remember when that happened, when Jack Black made a YouTube channel, I was mad at him too. And I, like, just treated him like the rest of them, but... If he genuinely actually seems nice, like he's into it because, like, he enjoys it, then, like, that's okay. But all these other celebrities are just like, I'm just gonna force myself into this market and, like, shut other people out that I don't care about. And it's like, that's so selfish and, like, mean. Like, why do you need more attention? Like, remember when all these celebrities, when COVID started and everybody had to stay inside, how they were, like, crying about how their careers have to be paused?
What was that, Kim Kardashian?
Like, that is so
I know what you're talking about. I remember that shit, because they were, like, crying because they can't go do this or that anymore. And they're like, oh, I'm confined to my, like, $10 million mansion full of lots of shit for me to explore and do. Woe is me.
Like, oh, go fucking cry. Like...
Hey, work.
Yeah, like, they deserve it. Like, if you're gonna react like that, then you deserve to cry some more about it. Like, I cannot believe the audacity of them to cry when they're millionaires because they have to stay inside.
Yep, the Cardacity. Not doing anything for you?
Did you say the Cardacity?
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. It was, yeah, a lot of celebrities like crying about it. But it's just so lame.
It is lame.
Like,
it's
they
like
literally, like, build their own quarantine farms in their house and still have... They could build a whole arcade in their basement in, like, one day. And they'd still have more shit to do than us.
I know, maybe you could, like, I don't know, video chat with your friends or something?
When quarantine went on, I was literally, like, praying for the people out there that have, like, no internet and no games at home. Like, the kids out there that are, like, all their entertainment comes from going outside. Like, I was praying for those kids.
Yeah, that'd be rough. Like...
Yeah.
Honestly, fuck that. I don't know if I'd be able to do it.
Yeah, I'd rope myself. Oh, wait, I can't say it because you're on YouTube. I was gonna say neck myself.
What sort of dangers lie ahead of you?
You game end yourself.
Yeah, game end.
Arsenic is such a genius for that.
Yeah, I still love his content.
Dude,
It's
I
still
have so much in my watch later and I've subscribed
little
to
girl.
Huh?
I said it's still so funny when he dresses up as a cute little girl.
Yeah, it's really, really funny. We should do it more often.
Yeah. Like, every day.
Anyway. I've got so much shit in my... Stop laughing.
Okay, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
So, I have so much in my watch later, and so many subscriptions, and it kills me that I probably don't have enough time in my life to watch all the things that I would like to watch. Like, I have to pick and choose, like, what I think is the most interesting. Because there's just so many good YouTubers out there.
And then, like, they're pumping out content every day, so, like, that watch list is gonna fill.
I try to keep it to... The only one that uploads every day that I watch consistently is Oni Plays, and I decided that's going to be my poison for that. And I try to keep everybody else that I watch, like, animation channels, or people that make higher quality stuff, like Barely Sociable, and there's this one channel I've been watching that I really like. The Rixer.
What's the name?
His name is The Rixer. He does speedrunning stuff. Like, he does videos on speedrunners, but he also does speedrun himself. I don't watch his live streams, but... because I don't have time.
Yeah.
His videos are really good though. I like him.
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, my watch later list is like, it's full up to like 500 videos, and I'm pretty sure I've watched a good portion of them by now. But yeah, I don't think I'm ever gonna finish them in my lifetime, because like, people are pumping out content every day. There's like so many new distractions.
It's like fucking impossible to watch them all. Like, if they do get us to live forever. Holy fuck, dude, what the hell? The character in this game just shot at me. What the fuck? What is he doing? Fucking psycho? Anyways. Oh, do you know what's so ugly? My computer. My computer, I turned the shadows off in this game and then it ran perfectly 60 FPS after that.
Oh, that's ugh.
They went like they went mad with the lighting in this game. Like, the game looks great like right now without any shadows whatsoever. And like, I turned them on low and it drops frames like just by walking. Like, they need to chill. Like, there needs
What was
to
it
be a
like?
patch. Huh?
What was it like? What was it like? A console like launch title?
What? This?
Yeah.
No, this is just Spyro.
Oh dang. Because I know some companies go like super hard on games to like show off what a console can do.
Oh no.
And they destroy it as much as possible.
They destroy it as much as possible.
Yeah, they like make it look so good that it's barely playable.
Yeah, that's something that that guy Cat Icarus I watch. He's another YouTuber I like to watch because he has the long form content. That's just occasional. But like, he said some game remake that came out, he was saying that, I'm pretty sure it was Spyro Crash, that it's more important for the game to run at 60 FPS than it looking good. And that's like so true. But all they care about is dazzling fucking normies with their presentations. And it's so fucking irritating because like,
the trailer shots.
The game is inarguably like worse looking with all these graphics turned down, but just because it runs at 60 FPS, it's like way more enjoyable.
Oh, you're playing the new Spyro?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And the graphics are like
you were playing old.
a little too ridiculous, like you need a fucking 3080 and shit to turn it up all the way. But with everything turned off, it's just like way better to play because like it doesn't strain your eyes or strain your focus.
Yeah.
And I wish companies would just focus. I just miss companies focusing on making games fun instead of trying to make them like as wowing and money making as possible, I guess.
My mom just sent me a message and fucking added emojis at the end of it. Like, please no. She was like, what meat did you pull out for dinner tonight? And I was like, ribs. And she fucking, like, at the end of her question, it was like an emoji.
It was a what emoji?
It was an emoji of like the hand under chin inquisitively. Like, okay, please don't start. But
do you think that like, do you think parents and like companies realize that we really don't use emojis that much?
I hope they come to realize it, because I literally do not touch emojis. Like, the only one I touch is like the skull one.
Yeah, I like that one. But like, we don't really like all the emojis. We only like a couple of them. So.
Yeah, like, take that shit back to 2010, 2009.
Like, it's kind of weird to call emojis a fad, but I guess it's kind of like the like major use of them definitely was a fad kind of thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like
the Emoji Movie.
That was. It's stupid that people gave them that. Now it's kind of been reserved, I think, for 3AM channels. Am I not wrong? Or...
I mean, no, you're not wrong.
And I don't mean just like specifically 3AM channels. I just mean like channels like that. that appeal to kids and shit.
Yeah. Now what was I gonna say? Shit. Oh. So, have you seen any good anime lately?
I started to get into fucking My Hero. The second season finally.
Oh,
At a
you're
friend's
late. You are super late.
I know, but I don't watch anime movies. Cause like I was just saying, I don't have time to even watch like my favorite YouTube channels. So like I really don't have time to watch shows.
Well, I hope you enjoy it.
Huh?
Listen, I hope you enjoy it then.
Yeah, we were watching it while I was, or while we were doing laundry. I'm waiting for it to finish. And I am literally about to die playing fucking Spyro. Like,
I have seen basically every season except season 5. I kind of lost interest in the series. Like, I'll look at the cliff notes, but I'm just waiting for the big major fights to come on before I come back to the anime.
oh, yeah, honestly, like, I was watching the episodes and
It really feels like a drag in season 3. And season 4. I mean, like, the final battles of it are amazing, but like prior to that, the battles are amazing, but like prior to that, it's a drag.
I'd hate to have to wait for that shit.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
they
I'm still.
recap so goddamn much in that show.
Yeah, that's part of why I stopped watching too, because it's like, I can drop in whenever I want. They'll recap it anyway. Like, they recap during the show, and then when the show ends, they'll have entire episodes dedicated to recapping things.
Oh, another thing about that show that I didn't want to like openly criticize, because like you know how people are when you're like critical of
Oh, this
anything.
fandom will literally like come find you.
It's so like not even like fandoms, I just mean like society is just being like conditioned to like curl up in your shell if anybody criticizes you about anything, even if it's not something you did. Like, if it's just something you like, not everybody likes the same fucking thing. But anyway, that's a tangent on its own. So, I didn't say in front of my friends, but yeah, like the show.
I mean, yeah,
like
this show was like
it over fucking explains shit like so stupid. Like in the first episode, or no, second or so episode, I think, I don't know, first season when he's watching him like do the like little trial thingies at their high school to try to prove himself, you know, and then like
oh, you mean like Deku explaining everything?
And what's the main hero's name? I forgot already. I'm stupid.
It's Deku.
Deku? No, not him. The superhero guy.
All Might.
All Might, yeah. All Might. Like when he threw the baseball with his finger, like you can clearly understand what just happened. There is absolutely no explanation needed.
Yeah.
Like they animated it and zoomed in and everything. And you've already seen him use his power. Like you know what it is. And then he explains it.
It's not even just My Hero. That's like the fault with a lot of shonen stuff. It's like it's made. Huh?
Is it like a joke?
No, it's like the narrator syndrome. So like in Dragon Ball, like characters would be doing something, and then like characters on the side would narrate what's happening, and that's just because like the show starts as like a comic book, so there's no like animation to convey what's going on. So they need characters around to explain it to the reader. But like in anime form, it's really pointless because you can see it in animation, but in comics you can't really see like things fluidly.
And it's like you.
So yeah, it makes sense in the comics, but and I know they do it a lot in the anime. They like have Deku like explaining shit because they like trying to make him like look really smart.
And it's like we can tell that he's smart just by seeing what he just did. It like kind of. I know that I was like starting to like just kind of treat it as white noise as the show like continued on as I was watching it, but it's like it's so distracting because it's like, okay, am I watching an anime that's supposed to be watched by teenagers / adults, or am I watching Dora the Explorer? Like, I do not need this stuff explained. Like, it's okay to take a little, to be a little liberal with the writing and not have everything explained, so, like, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want a good palate cleanser, there's this show I was watching yesterday called Konosuba, and it's basically one of those shows where the protagonist dies and is like transported to another world, like a fantasy world. The protagonist dies by he's like walking home one day with a new game he bought, and he sees this girl about to get hit by a car, so he runs up and pushes her out the way. And then when he's in the world between heaven and earth, he gets told that what he pushed her from wasn't a car at all. It was actually a tractor. And not only was it a tractor, but like the girl saw the tractor coming and she waved at the driver. And it wasn't even near her.
And he died?
Yeah, he went in a shock and died. Because he thought a car was going to hit him. And then it said he went. They took him to a hospital, and the doctors they were trying to help him, but he went into a heart attack, and then the doctors laughed at him while he died. And then they told his
what the fuck?
And then they told his parents. Then they told his parents what happened, and his parents started laughing too when they found out he pissed himself.
Okay. Is this like a comedy?
Yeah, it's a comedy show.
Okay.
And there's this one character in the show. There's this one girl in the show named Yun. Her gimmick is that she's always trying to be friends with somebody. She literally wants anything to be her friend, and she's this really nice girl. But for some reason, everyone avoids her like the plague. There's a part where she's sniffing flowers, and the flower gets up out the ground and runs away.
What the fuck, dude?
Literally everyone hates this girl.
Why?
For no reason. She's just the butt of jokes. She's like the Meg of the show, Meg from Family Guy. She gets treated so dirty. And there's this one parody show, or a parody crossover between Konosuba and other shows. And Yun is there, and everyone's about to gear up to play baseball or something. They all form teams, and she's the only one that's never picked.
Right.
They never picked her to play, so
sense.
She's just sitting on the sidelines. They do her so dirty. I don't get it.
Why?
But
is it just the default plot line of the show is that nobody likes her, and that's just it?
She's not in every episode, but when she is around, it's just making fun of her.
So she's not the main character?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought the entire show was just based around people not liking her. I was like, well, that's bogus.
No, she's a side character that shows up every once in a while. But when she does show up, she's trying to make friends with the protagonist and the other characters, and they're treating her like shit, or at the very least ignoring her. And it's not they purposefully ignore her. It's just conveniently stuff happens when she's around.
Why don't you have it?
What?
It's they don't purposefully ignore her. It's just that shit happens.
You know, I swear to God, this character in this game. I don't know, man. She almost looks like she's supposed to be kind of slow, but she doesn't talk like it.
Oh.
Which looks kind of bogus. There is a character that's literally, what's, oh wait, this is the end of the challenge. What's that shit called where, you're missing chromosomes?
I have to hurry in myself. I'm one of the
I don't
judges
know.
for tonight's
A
performance.
show?
What? No, I said, what's it called when you're missing a chromosome?
Oh, isn't it like Down syndrome?
Yes. There's a character in the Spyro series that has Down syndrome. And it's like painfully apparent, and it's like really bogus. Fucked up. And they made him, and they made it even more apparent in the remake. Although I don't know if it's fucked up or just inclusive.
No, it's fucked up.
Yeah, probably. But then it's also kind of funny because it's fucked up. Alright, if I can go pee right now, I'm gonna piss myself. Hold on. My chair is blue screen. Oh. So.
I gotta go in a second, but before I go, I'm just gonna go for like 5 minutes to pick up my brother from school and then come back.
Alright.
But before I go, there was one more thing from Konosuba that I really loved that I think you might enjoy, and that was my favorite villain in the show. I don't remember his name, but I remember he was a headless horseman, and basically it was like a really peaceful dude until one of the cast members came to his castle and blew it up every day until he got pissed off. Yeah, they didn't know he was living there. They just thought she just wanted to practice her magic on it, and she kept like nuking his house. And she did it every day, and eventually he got pissed off and came into town, and he's like, "Oh, I want to know who did it." So some of the characters step up and try to fight him, but instead of fighting him, one of the girls of the show, a knight, starts talking about how he's looking at her like he wants to defile her or some shit, and she's like saying some really out of pocket shit about how he wants to like rape her.
What the fuck?
And the whole time he's just looking around, and he's like yelling at everyone to believe it's not true. It's a knight that in the show, this knight is named Darkness, and she's like an extreme masochist. So like she's a knight, but her dream is to like be kidnapped and like harassed by some monsters. So she sees this headless horseman and she like starts like harassing him. And all he wants is to just get revenge for his house being blown up. But she starts spreading rumors about how he wants to like kidnap her.
Because he wants it to come true.
Right.
That's there are people like that.
Yeah. But she's like telling everyone in town that he's like looking at her like he wants to defile her. And the whole time he's like yelling at everyone that it's not true.
That's bogus. Why would you say that about somebody?
Right. Like, yeah, he's a monster, but he's literally only there because someone was blowing up his house. And she's like, oh, he's like, oh, he's looking at me.
What show is this?
The what?
I said, what show is this?
Oh, this is Konosuba. It's really funny, dude. You should check it out.
Now, would you recommend that over any other shows you'd recommend?
Huh?
Would you recommend that over any other shows you'd recommend?
Yes, because it's like short and it's really funny. It's short, sweet, and it's in English.
Oh, nice.
And the last thing I remember is from the latest movie. The protagonist is he allows himself to get captured by this villain because she has big boobs. So she's like, oh, now you're gonna become a part of me. And she grabs him and he puts his hands up and just lets himself get grabbed. And he's like sitting his head between her boobs. And they're like, the other characters are like, oh, you just want to get close to her for that. And he's like, no, that's not the case at all. So then he starts talking about how he feels something poking him.
Oh, no.
And basically, yeah, it's exactly what you're thinking. So he thinks he finally found the girl of his dreams, but it turns out she has a penis, and she wants to use it on him.
Of course.
So he runs away.
He runs away.
Yes. He lets himself get captured. Then when he realizes she has a dick, he runs away.
Why do they always run?
Oh, and there was another scene. I don't know if it's from the movie or what, but there was like, everyone was like talking in a cave, and behind them was a closed door, and someone in the background, someone in the background is screaming and grunting, and they're like, oh, my boob's stuck between the door. Some girl got her nipples sucked between two doors. And she's like, everyone's talking about their game plan, and she's in the background screaming, asking for help, and they're just ignoring her ass.
That is so fucking ugly. What the fuck? What scenario is that?
I don't know, but it's so funny. Like, this show is just gold. I've never seen anything like that in my life. Her boob got stuck in the door.
Anyway, before you go, Jamie went to the Shalom Center yesterday, and these people fucking gave us 4 bags of off-brand Funyuns. I'm like, bruh.
What was the Shalom Center again?
It's where you go when you're broke as fuck, so you can get some food.
Oh,
or
you
if you're
mean
homeless,
food?
I think.
Yeah. It's like brains get free food. Just sucks that it molds fast.
Huh?
It sucks that it spoils fast.
Oh yeah, it does. I better eat those chips ASAP.
Yeah.
Although, I've found recently that eating too much junk food may not affect my weight, but it affects my sex drive. So Jamie probably wouldn't be very happy with me downing all the chips.
Well, tell her to try a little harder.
She does. She tries very good.
Very good, huh?
Put it light. To put it lightly for YouTube.
Well, I mean, good? I don't know how to respond to that, honestly.
I wouldn't expect it to. Anyways,
Yeah.
so you're coming back.
Yeah, in a couple minutes. I'm probably gonna play Smash with my brothers. But aside from that, didn't have anything else planned.
All right. Well,
Yeah, you
I
totally
suppose.
check out the show now if you get a chance.
What?
I say you should totally check out that show though if you get a chance.
If
It's
I do,
like really funny.
I'm gonna upload this video just raw like it is. I'm not gonna do any edits because the podcast is something that would take way too long to edit, obviously. So I'm just gonna.
Well, if you're not gonna edit, I might as well say one last thing.
What's
If
that?
you do watch the show, just probably don't do it around Jamie, because there's like an unbelievable amount of ass in this show.
Oh, so you probably like it then. What's the show called?
Oh, Konosuba.
How do you spell that?
Konosuba.
Alright, yeah, I'll put that in. There's a lot of stuff we just talked about. Honestly, I have a feeling people would probably listen to / watch with gameplay, I suppose. But listen to / watch us in just our regular conversations. Because the stuff we talk about is stuff that I listen to in podcasts a lot. Like, so I might as well just upload it like this.
Yeah, it was fun. We don't get a chance to sit down and chat that much anyway. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I've been wanting
And
to
I
chat.
didn't have to get angry about Euphoria this time.
Huh?
I didn't have to get angry about Euphoria this time.
Oh yeah, you should talk about that later on though, so we can just upload podcast after podcast.
God, that show, it took years off my life.
Alright, we're
I
gonna
never
get there.
I don't want to see Zendaya in anything ever again.